Welcome to our Java programming course. Before we dive into our lesson, it's important to understand that the code examples we'll explore are snippets, small, isolated pieces of a larger puzzle. To create a running Java application, these snippets need to be part of a complete program. They are simplified to help you focus on specific concepts without the clutter of full program context. Now, let's begin our journey into the world of Java programming with an overview of Java syntax, variables, data types, operators, and control statements. Java syntax and structure. Every Java program begins with a class definition. Our example class, main, encapsulates the main method, which is the entry point of the program. When this program runs, the message, "Welcome to Java," will print to the console. This is the simplest form of output in Java. Variables and data types. Java requires that each variable has a defined data type. Here's an example of variable declaration and initialization. When you run this, the integer value 25 is stored in a variable called myAge. There's no output yet, but we can use myAge later in our code. Operators. Operators are used to perform operations on variables and values. Here's an example using arithmetic and comparison operators. If you print these variables, you'll see the results of these operations, 15 for sum and true for is 10 greater. Control statements. Control statements like if execute blocks of code based on conditions. Run this, and since the score is greater than 70, the output will be passing grade. Loops. Loops like for execute a block of code multiple times. Here's a for loop example. This will print out loop iteration 1, loop iteration 2, and loop iteration 3 in succession. While and do-while loops. A while loop continues as long as a condition remains true. When the following code runs, it will print count is 1, then count is 2, and finally, count is 3, incrementing the count each time. Switch statement. A switch statement lets you choose which code block to execute based on the value of a variable. If you run this code with month set to 4, April will be printed to the console. If month had a value not covered by a case, some other month would print instead. And that's our introduction to Java programming. We've examined how to write simple Java commands and what happens when we run them.